So my name is Rusty Klophaus. I'm the author of the Nitrogen web framework for Erlang. That's an open source toolkit for Erlang to basically add Web 2.0 features to Erlang web development. So Ajax, JavaScript, some different cool drag and drop and sorting and things like that.
I'm Michal Slaski, working with Erlang Training and Consulting, and I'm a part of the team which works on the Erlang Web, which is another Erlang-based web framework. And we actually see ourselves as backend guys, so we develop some solid structure on top of which you can build web applications.
Well, so what we've been working on, I guess at the last Erlang factory, I gave my Nitrogen presentation, and then afterwards, I guess, at the same time, or I guess in a different talk, Michal gave his presentation on Erlang Web, and we sort of looked at these two, what we both call web frameworks, and said, you know what, they serve very different purposes. Nitrogen is more of the sort of Web 2.0, flashy, sexy sort of niche, and Erlang Web is, all the things that you'd expect from an Erlang web framework, which is all the stability and the concurrency and sort of as Michal said, the background, making things very solid. So we looked at this and started, somebody threw out the idea out in San Francisco about, hey, it would be good to sort of think about getting these two things together.
Exactly. I was inspired by Rusty's talk back in the States when we looked a bit into Nitrogen. But when actually it was yesterday when we had a chance to actually sit down together with some of my colleagues and start to make the two work together. And we actually managed to do some first steps. So now we can run Nitrogen as a component on top of our Erlang Web, which actually looks promising, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was beer that was lubricating this.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is actually what Erlang Factory is also about. It's not only talks, interesting talks, but I think it's also a perfect opportunity to do a networking, to meet in the evening, to actually brainstorm about ideas, and as you can see, actually come up with something new. Because it was not like 2 days ago it was like yesterday when we started to hack together.
Right. So how are you going to develop this from now on?
That's an excellent question. I think the goal now, we've taken that crucial first step of sort of proving the concept, and now the question is really to sort of look at where we can further combine things, or where we can sort of achieve. I'll use the word synergy, for better or worse, but where we can achieve sort of synergy and figure out, how to let the two really focus on their strengths and then take advantage of each other to sort of get the complete package of the ideal web framework.
Yeah, I think Rusty will still focus on what he's doing really great, which is all of this front-end magic, while we will try to make sure that we will be able to get maybe a Turbo or some other package which will come both with Erlang Web and Nitrogen installed on top of it, so that it will be really easy to roll out a system which is production ready with some of the cool features that Rusty can give us.
There are a lot of Erlang applications out there where I think Erlang is such a productive language to write in that it's very tempting to reinvent the wheel and sort of everybody to sort of carve out their own little niche and not really look at what other people are doing. And I think one thing that's going to help the entire community and really that has been a theme at a lot of these Erlang Factory conferences is the idea that we need to start cooperating more and sort of standing on the shoulders of giants, standing on each other's products to be able to build something even greater and greater.
Right.
So I think this is kind of a cool step in that direction of of cooperation and combining these things, as cheesy as that sounds.
Well, I mean that's the essence of open source, isn't it? Really.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, but with it seems like with Erlang it's also very easy, and with the Erlang Factory, events like Erlang Factory, it is even easier. I mean, the atmosphere here is really great. Like yesterday, it was really great time we have had.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to call it for a start as well?
I don't know. Well, I think at this point, I think we are still taking the strategy of having them as, we want to make it very easy to combine them, but we also want to sort of develop them separately at the same time. So I think they will both still continue to have different names and sort of different maintainers and everything, but we're just building that bridge so that they can work together. Much the same way like Erlang Web now leverages yaws and inets and different things like that.
Exactly. We just want to make it easy for users to put Nitrogen on top of Erlang Web, but it's not like a requirement that if you need just some basic functionality, that you will need to also download nitrogen. So it's more like a component on top of Erlang Web, which it should be easy to, well, configure, run, just make it work for you.